everyone, and welcome to Ultiori. So I was a little bit nervous introducing you guys to another show that I found. Some people were asking what they should watch, because they're still locked down. Is it never gonna end? And there's one show in particular that we started watching called Resident Alien.
Somewhere. Spring. The birds are singing.
By the way, when I heard this song in the trailer that they put out on their YouTube channel, I was tearing down the entire earth looking for this song. The song is amazing. You can go on their channel where they release the first 5 minutes of this, the pilot that is, and you'll see a whole bunch of people asking. But for some reason, the song just set the mood. So the synopsis for this is, an alien crashes on Earth and hides in a remote Colorado mountain town. After assuming the identity of the town doctor, his nefarious mission is threatened when he realizes one of the townspeople, a 9-year-old boy, can see him. The guy who plays it, his name is Alan Tudyk, and he plays Mr. Nobody on Doom Patrol. That's how I first came to know him, and he has this very quirky, villainous attitude, but not the typical villain. That suave kind of guy that's just like hilariously evil. And that's kind of the same personality we get here, but a little bit more awkward. So anyway, his ship crash landed on Earth. And you would think for a spacefaring vehicle that could handle so much of the hostilities of space has to offer, that it would be able to weather some lightning. Doesn't matter. Plot. Conveniently, he crashes, he's totally okay, but now he's stranded on a scary planet. Why was he here in the first place? He just happens to land to the closest house and the only house up here in this remote area, and it belongs to the town doctor. Just me. I mean, I would do the same thing because, you know, I like my privacy, but it's just, he's the only doctor in town, and if something happens to him all the way out there in this remote area, who's he gonna see, himself? Anyway, our doctor is woken up by the door slamming open, because, you know, we always need that dramatic effect of something about to happen. Then he finds some strange stuff on the ground. Very soon, he's about to meet his intruder, as something walks among us. The bodysuit they have for this alien is so freaking stiff, it looks like a loaf of bread in cellophane. I understand why they chose this design though, because he still has to look somewhat human. Anyway, moving on with the story.
It's free real estate.
Understandably, he's scared, but he makes the very fatal mistake, and the alien, even though it's walking towards him in a menacing manner, he doesn't know what the hell to do. I don't blame him necessarily, but you do not assault the alien. Even if it's gonna kill you, don't assault it. Let it probe you. Because the last thing that you want is for it to wear your freaking skin. Maybe it would just suck out your insides and you die a very slow death. Wait, okay, never mind.
You done fucked up now!
So our alien friend attacks the doctor and then wears his skin like one of the characters from out of Men in Black.
Oh, your skin is hanging off your bones.
Oh, yeah. Is that leather?
The alien makes himself comfortable. He quickly assumes the skin of the doctor while also trying to find the device that he lost when he crashed on Earth. The reason the cops showed up is because he's the only doctor in town and there was a murder. When asked who was killed, it was the doctor of the town. Or I guess the second doctor of the town? Okay, I forgot about that. There's 2 doctors. There's one in the town, and then there's him, and now he's the only doctor. I love aliens already, so I went into this expecting to like it. But if you were in and it was taking off very slowly, you start to kind of like the character a little bit because you want to see if he's going to get exposed. He's charming in a very weird and eerie way. And just like in these movies, people completely ignore the fact that this person is obviously not like the rest. Because I guess in reality, there are people like that. My thing is, if the town is so small, and this doctor has been a part of their society, wouldn't they understand that something's going on with him? Like, wouldn't they see that he was different? Strange. Plot convenience. The mayor of the town introduces himself, and they want the doctor to do an autopsy. But first, they have to figure out how the other doctor died. Most likely, they have a murder mystery on their hands, and he was killed.
You're not dead.
Yeah, no shit. I was sleeping.
She's not the dead doctor. He's over there.
So things are a bit weird for him. And up until this point, he's never really interacted with humans. He's been watching on TV how other humans interact with each other and learning their language. They did show a very short montage of that made it more believable that this alien was trying to integrate into society. You don't really see a lot of other movies or TV shows doing that. They take someone's skin and then they're just boom, no need for Rosetta Stone. I know perfect human language across everywhere. And the fact that he had to learn it and take some time to do so means he's not as highly intelligent as the other aliens that we show in TV shows and movies, but he is intelligent enough that he was able to learn it significantly well within a few months. This girl is going to be important, and we know she's going to be important because she's adorable, and she's the first character female that this character has a connection with, sorta.
That was fun.
Fun?
Yeah, I know who killed him.
And because this guy's an alien, he's going to have certain knowledge and skills that the humans just don't have. Even though he knows nothing about human anatomy, well, I'm guessing he knows something about it. They explain this later on why that is. It's because it's not an accident that he went to Earth. See, his kind already know about Earthlings, and apparently have been studying them for a long period of time. Enough to be concerned with our existence.
He did. The angle of the wounds, the way the blood is on his hand. He murdered himself.
Then he walks out the room all like, all right, I did what you told me to do, I'm going back home now. Remember, he's an alien, so even though he studied a lot about human behavior, a lot of what you learn about human behavior has to be taught through experience and practice. If you're not around people, you can become socially awkward, like myself.
Most definitely.
Okay. On the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in...
Woo! So our friends got a lot to learn. It's okay, my friends. It's just not aliens. I mean, not just aliens. God, I butchered that. That was an example of social awkwardness. With myself.
Are there any, the current plan is to be on mobile, both Android and iOS. We don't have any plans at the moment to do, do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Of course, when he tries to run off, they're not letting him off that easy. No way are you gonna leave, because now that the doctor is dead, you're the only other doctor in town, so, we're recruiting you. Not like you have a choice. So he's gonna have to do a lot more interacting, and as you can see, our little alien friend has a lot to learn. Besides, he still needs to do the autopsy, which is weird because they haven't told the wife yet that her husband is dead. Doesn't she have to give the clear for them to do that? Huh, small town, I guess?
I'll do the autopsy.
That guy's you. I looked you up. You ran the lab at Rutgers.
Of course I ran the lab. I knew that. I was making a joke. I'm a very funny person.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god. Woo! So he does the autopsy, and this girl helps him, and she thinks he's really rude, but he is brutally honest. It's the kind of character everyone would be like, he's the INTJ character!
How did I miss that? I'm smarter than a lizard.
So you admit he was murdered?
No.
Wait, did you just call me a lizard?
Clearly, he doesn't really care much for humans, and thinks they're very stupid. Like I said, can't blame him. He starts bonding with this girl, and because he's, of course, so weird and awesome and strange, all the females just fall in love with him because he don't give a...
Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a shit.
This guy has alcohol for the first time. He thinks that humans are immune to it, and he figures that's why he's getting all buzzed out by it. Then we know, of course, what's coming next. He's gonna dance, because he's drunk. Okay, that scene where he was dancing, I mean, the song and the whole scene was just like, at first it was like cringe, because I'm like, oh god, they're gonna do the whole freaking girly girl thing. But then he started dancing, he's like, whoa, I'm drunk. This music, the weirdness in this body, kinda cool. He's not even thinking about it, he doesn't even understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's just so freaking human, and that's the whole point. We're supposed to get attached to the character because he's becoming human and doesn't even realize it. But I started bumping with that scene too, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, oh snap, look at you dance! Sorry. Things are like 10 times more amusing when you're drunk. You know, I thought being drunk was like this out-of-world experience. Maybe it's just me, but it just feels like I get really, really tired, and all the bullshit that I would reserve and filter so I don't hurt people's feelings, that just comes out. I literally don't give a fuck. So while he's dancing, which is so adorable, by the way, I get these Paul vibes. If you guys haven't watched the movie, the Alien movie Paul, you are missing out. Of course, he starts bonding with the girl, but then he remembers something that happened earlier. You see, he's in a disguise. This is like that They Live movie. No one can see that he's an alien. Or can they?
Max?
The parents just kind of walk this off as, okay, he's just being crazy again. But if my little boy saw a man on the sidewalk and then just started screaming and ran to the car, I don't know, but I'd be a little bit more concerned than they were, for other reasons.
You're making me really uncomfortable.
Stop fighting me. Just let this happen.
Get off of me!
Even Morty's grandpa recognized it without him even saying anything or having met the guy once.
In the bed, okay? Just give me the portal gun and let's go, please. Please, I just want to go home.
I love that episode. It's one of my favorites. It's the way Rick looked at that guy like, you fucking... I know what you did. I'm gonna keep your freaking face burned in my memory for all eternity. Oh, when he remembers. But that doesn't happen here because, you know, plot convenience. Everything that could be strange about this guy ends up having an explanation. And he's so quick on the draw, nobody ever thinks anything of it. That's why I'm sure a lot of serial killers will probably move towns like this. He gets even closer to this girl. And of course, her ex has to be in the picture because you gotta show how strong he is, and she's gotta be attracted to him and start getting all slimy poo when she sees him square off her ex. It happens in every single one of these movies. Which honestly, if it wasn't for the alien equation, this would feel more like a chick flick in ways. When I say chick flick, I mean like something that girls would probably enjoy a lot more than guys.
Of course she's in danger. The guy had a skull on his arm with a snake coming out of its eye.
Why would that... Some of the writing for this is just ridiculous, to be honest. Because even though he knows human culture for the most part, there are some cultures where a snake is good luck. Even within America. In Colorado, there are a lot of people who own snakes. Him thinking that the guy is dangerous just because he has a skull in his arm and a snake coming out of it seems like the kind of thing a girly girl would write. I personally would have just left that out because that makes no freaking sense. I would have been like, based on his scent markers and his microaggressive expressions, it's clear that he has ill intent. That would have made more sense for an alien to pick up rather than, this human has a tattoo of a skull on his arm with a snake coming out of it. Give me a break.
Damn it!
That was a very human emotion. He's not good with inflections and not good with expressions all that much, but for some reason, that flowed out really well. Almost like he kind of broke alien character there for a quick second. Yo, that face. People wearing that face, that's the kind of face I look at and I'm like, you know what? I think it's high tide I cross the street.
4 months I come home to that.
You know, in every one of these shows, it never occurs to anyone or the people writing that, you know, the chick could be the one cheating on the guy. I mean, that's no excuse for him to put his hands on her. But in every single one of these stories, it's so convenient that the new guy finds out that the girl is in trouble because her boyfriend's an evil person. And every time the boyfriend's mad, it's because of something that he is or he did. It's never the female. It's just weird. It's the same trope over and over again, and it's so freaking convenient. But it has to be, because our character must grow, and for him to do that, he has to be a hero. The device I was talking about earlier on, it's a device that he was actually supposed to deploy, which kind of already got accidentally deployed, and guess what it's supposed to do? It was so predictable. Wipe out the human race. And then he's gonna get close to them, and probably get close to that boy that he scared. And only the little boy's gonna know his secret, and then they're gonna find out that he killed the doctor, and then it's all gonna go up in flames, and they're gonna want him to stay around after they find everything out conveniently. I could see the ending to this coming from kilometers away. And I said kilometers just to piss American people off.
Let go!
I will give this guy, he has one of those creepy faces, which is why I'm sure they cast him for these roles, but he has one of those faces that he enters a town, he's a new guy, and you're like, yep, old kitty licker over there, he's a serial killer. Of course, she then falls in love with this guy, and I don't know if they decide to take off her feet and make her look across the mountains because she's old original American, so she's more in tune with the earth. They kind of do that sometimes. And while that is part of the culture, I feel like they play it up a tad bit in these shows, because no other reason for you to just go out in the freezing cold with just your freaking bare feet, unless you're really burning up down there. This is just the pilot, and already they formed a bond. He's gotten in the middle of her business, and he's learned that the doctor that they're burying killed himself because he was trying to give himself a tracheotomy. That means he couldn't breathe, his neck was swelling shut, and he was trying to do that because he was poisoned. How did he reach that conclusion? Plot dog! Whoops. He's desperately trying to find this device, but it's too late. It's already been set off, and there's only a limited amount of time that the humans have to live before they are wiped off from the face of the earth. The full extinction event. And take all the other cute little animals with you just because. Who knows? Does this device just kill humans? Humans are the ones that these aliens thought were the most destructive, so why would you kill all of life on the planet? Wouldn't it be better to just get rid of the humans who are the intelligent species and then replace them with yourselves? Or study whatever is left? Anyways, I did like Resident Alien. It was a cute show, it's a time waster, and that was the pilot. I know people are really upset because they're like, yeah, I'm not getting into this because everything that sci-fi starts, they don't finish. I know how sci-fi feels. But it would be horrible for you to fall in love with something and then find out that it's getting canceled after the first season. And there's not a proper conclusion, you know what I mean? Is it a good watch? Sure, I guess. It's not a roarous laughter, it's just a time waster. But it's a gentle and interesting time waster. Very generic, but in a welcoming way. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If this has been Ultiori, you ask, we answer.